When it comes to conspiracy theories, many of them are out there, but when it comes to Michael Jordan and his gambling, well, let's just say that this conspiracy theory has a lot of potential proof behind it. And the reason that this video is being made is because of a new story revealed by Antoine Walker on the All Things Covered podcast. A shout out to them, go check them out. Here is the clip of Antoine talking.
Tell us a bit about that the Boo Ray battle.
We probably gamble 3 days out the week. When Mike calls, the buy-in goes up a little higher. I say probably 20,000. And then Mike is competitive, man. I remember one time we played spades for 36 hours.
What?
Damn.
Guys, me and Michael were partners, and we were playing against 2 other guys. And they had us stuck BMAC 900,000.
What?
So we were playing the first hand bid itself. We was betting 50,000 on that. Betting 50 on who gets 7, and then 50,000 on the game. What made it even more interesting, it was the day that he actually supposed to make his announcement that he was officially coming back. He canceled the press conference, everything. We played for 36 hours, man.
Did anyone ever find out why he canceled the press conference? Did that news ever break?
No, actually we was down the street from the press conference and one of our good friends' restaurant. They had us down 900,000, man. We got back all the money except 20,000.
Y'all were down 900K and fought back?
And fought,
20,000.
yeah, 36 hours, fought back, baby. Competitors, you know how this go.
Yes, you heard that right. Before his comeback to the NBA, Michael Jordan spent 36 hours gambling and actually had to postpone his press conference where he told the world he was coming back to basketball because he was gambling instead. Wow. I mean, we all know Michael Jordan was a famous gambler. He was and is someone who has been said to bet on anything. Card games, ping pong, golf. The gambling of Michael Jordan is well documented, and there have even been books published by people who have claimed that Michael Jordan owed them over $1 million due to his gambling losses. So with this in mind, what if I were to tell you that Michael Jordan's gambling might have been a lot more serious than the public thinks? What if I were to tell you that there is possible and new evidence that Jordan's NBA career was affected by his gambling, and that it is very possible that at one point in time, Michael Jordan was actually secretly suspended by the NBA for an entire season due to his gambling. So what's up guys, Mike here, and yes, I've made a video on this before. However, as I said, there have been new developments in this story, which means there is even more potential proof here that Michael Jordan did not take a break to go and play baseball and instead was secretly suspended by the NBA due to his gambling. Now, I know that's a crazy statement. However, as you watch this video, I'm telling you, you will be amazed at just how much credibility this conspiracy theory has. Quickly, before we jump into that though, remember, I am giving away a PS5 or an Xbox Series X as soon as we hit 1.7 million subscribers, so subscribe for that, and I'm also giving away a basketball jersey of your choice to 1 subscriber for every video I upload in March, which means hit that subscribe button so you can win. I mean, just 1 click of a button, just a single subscription gets you into 2 giveaways, and last video's winner was Anthony Barnett. Anthony, hit me up on Twitter at Mike Kors and I'll get you your jersey. And guys, before we continue, I want to say thank you to Stereo for sponsoring today's video. Now, I don't know if you just saw the conversation I had with my brother on the Stereo app, but I highly suggest you join in because it has been an awesome time. In fact, I've actually been partnering with Stereo for the last few weeks, and I've had some awesome NBA conversations on the app with my fiance and my brother.
It was funny though, Embiid was like tweeting. Did you see what Joel Embiid tweeted? He tweeted Mickey Mouse All-Star Game. Just talking trash to the All-Star Game because he wasn't allowed.
Do you know he's like a freak at FIFA? Like an
Yeah,
absolute,
I saw that. He went 30-0, right?
Yeah.
If you could switch 2 people from the All-Star teams, who would you switch out?
I would definitely put Steph on the other team, right?
Yeah, Steph versus Lillard. Just half-court shots.
I think we should definitely add a 4-point shot to the All-Star game, and only the All-Star game. What do you guys think?
I was just reading an article. They were saying to do a 10-point shot.
I feel like would 4 points be enough though? They might as well just make a 4-point shot for sure.
And guys, this is very important. I am going live today at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And on top of going live today, I'm also going to be going live later this week. So make sure to follow me on the Stereo app at Mike Korzemba so you don't miss my next live show. This time, I'm going to be talking NBA conspiracies. I'm going to reveal what NBA conspiracies I actually think happened. And on top of all that, we're just going to talk about the NBA in general. Trust me, guys, make sure you're there. Make sure you join that conversation. And to do do that, download the Stereo app. The link to download Stereo will be in my description. My username on Stereo is @MikeKorzemba. That link will bring you directly to the conversation where you guys can ask me questions. You guys can send in comments, whatever. I really hope I see you there. So make sure to download Stereo, and let's continue on with this video. Now, as for the video today, as for the story of Michael Jordan, we all know that after the 1993 season, Michael Jordan's father was tragically murdered, and so Mike decided to play baseball in his memory. Or that's at least what the NBA would like you to believe, because there is very real proof that instead of taking a break from basketball on his own free will, the NBA in fact suspended Mike from the league due to the massive amount of gambling he was doing by the end of the 1993 season. Trust me when I say the gambling got so bad that Michael was starting to be seen with known criminals. But before we get into that, let's talk about Michael Jordan's gambling in general. Here are just a few wild Michael Jordan gambling stories to go with Antoine Walker's story. In college, Jordan would bet with other students in games of pool, and a $5 check written by Michael Jordan to another student actually was put up for auction and sold for over $12,000. With the Bulls, Jordan once bet his teammates after a plane ride that his bags would come out first. Seeing that the odds were in their favor, Mike's teammates jumped at the bet only to be in shock after Michael's bags came out first. It turns out that Mike had bribed a baggage handler to make sure his bags came out first, and after they of course did, he still kept his teammates' money. With the Dream Team, Michael lost a game of ping pong to Christian Laettner. Because he had to be the best at everything, Nate Butler, a photographer with the team, described what happened next. Quote, Laettner beat him, he threw the paddle. He didn't talk for 2 days to anyone. Come to find out, he had a ping pong table delivered up to his room. No one knew about it, and he was practicing for the rematch. They had a rematch 2 days later, 3 days later. It was something like 21-4. He destroyed him. And our final story here, while at North Carolina, Jordan's teammate Buzz Peterson claims that when he brought Mike to his home, Mike played cards with Buzz's grandma and attempted to cheat when the old lady went to the bathroom. This is real. This happened. That's how much this man hated losing. Now, I tell these stories because they establish that Jordan was indeed a huge gambler, but they of course don't prove that the NBA secretly suspended him. That proof comes in the form of 4 undeniable facts, and so let's start with fact number 1. Michael Jordan was the NBA at the time. He was not only the most popular player by far by the end of the 1993 season, he was one of the most famous people in the world. Everyone wanted to be like Mike, and his fame directly correlated to the NBA's ratings. To show you what I mean, Game 1 of the 1993 finals with the Bulls had 27.21 million viewers, while the closeout Game 6 had 32.1 million viewers. The next year, without Jordan, even though the New York Knicks were in the finals, Game 1 of the 1994 finals had 17.25 million viewers, almost 10 million less than the year before, and the closeout Game 7, that had 16.9 million viewers, around 15 million less than 1993. Again, Michael Jordan was the NBA at this time, and so it was in the NBA's best interest to keep his public profile as positive as possible. Remember, this was before social media, which meant that the public was not at all aware of the extent of Jordan's gambling. The NBA and Jordan's management team was able to keep that away from the mainstream media, and as we just saw with the ratings of the 1994 NBA Finals, it was for sure in the NBA's best interest to keep Jordan's image as clean as possible. The problem was that began to get harder when fact number 2 comes into play. Michael Jordan was getting reckless. Because yes, Jordan was a big-time gambler for a decent amount of time before his potential suspension. However, it was in 1993 where for the first time this gambling leaked into the media in the worst way possible. Because the day before Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks in New York City, Michael Jordan checked into Bally's in Atlantic City at 5:07 p.m. according to their records. He would then proceed to gamble for almost 10 hours as he was still spotted gambling at 2:30 in the morning. Bally's is a 2-hour drive from Madison Square Garden, which means at the earliest, Jordan would have made it back around 4:30 to 5 a.m. the morning before an Eastern Conference Finals game. To make matters worse here, the Bulls would go on to lose in Game 2, giving the Knicks an actual 2-0 series lead at this point, and the media jumped on this story. Clearly, it appeared that Mike was valuing his gambling over winning a title at this point, and crazily enough, this was not the first time that Mike had done this. He actually brought a reporter with him on a trip to Atlantic City during a playoff series against the 76ers in 1991, but that did not get as much scrutiny. 1993 was different because the Bulls had a real chance of losing to the Knicks. Now, luckily, the Bulls would pull out this series and they would win the title, but to put it very simply here, the NBA can't have any of their players doing anything like this. This, of course, was a horrible look and they needed to take action. You have to think that this was the league's mindset at this point in time, especially when we consider fact number 3. Because during the 1993 season, just a few months before the Eastern Conference Finals, Michael Jordan's name began to get grouped in with actual criminals. Yes, Slim Buller, a man who was charged with dealing drugs 3 separate times, was on trial in February of 1993, and none other than Michael Jordan was forced by the court to testify on his case. Slim was facing several charges of money laundering, among other things, and during the investigation on him, a check totaling $57,000 written by Michael Jordan was found in Slim's possession. In court, Mike was forced to admit that this check was written due to a gambling debt, which of course was a horrible look as the NBA's golden boy was gambling with a known criminal. Then, to make things even worse, fact number 4. In May of 1993, a man by the name of Richard Aquinas released a book titled Michael and Me, Our Gambling Addiction, My Cry for Help. In this book, Richard stated that Mike at one point owed him as much as $1.2 million due to his gambling losses in golf. The release of this book again leaked into the national media, and because of all of this, the NBA launched an official investigation into Michael Jordan's gambling. Now, with everything we have already talked about in mind, it should have been a certainty that Mike was given some form of real punishment by the league, as his gambling had simply gone way too far. However, after Michael Jordan officially retired, just 2 days later, the NBA closed their investigation and stated that in their eyes, Michael Jordan did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong? He had to testify in court because he was gambling with criminals. He was seen in Atlantic City before the Eastern Conference Finals gambling at 2:30 in the morning. He was racking up millions of dollars in gambling losses, and that's just what's been released to the public. We still, in 2021, have stories like the Antoine Walker story pop up random. Who knows what other problems Michael Jordan's gambling was causing at this time? Actually, I know who knows. The NBA definitely did, as they did an investigation on him, and I'm sure we can all agree that they probably found some more stuff that did not paint Mike in the best light. A secret suspension, a deal with Michael Jordan makes sense because it was the best choice for both sides. Mike, of course, did not want to tarnish his own brand. He did not want to tarnish his legacy. And as for the NBA, if the face of their league was suspended and now associated with gambling, you can be sure that a lot of fans and a lot of parents that wanted their kids to be like Mike would have instead turned on Michael Jordan, and that would have hurt the NBA ratings at the time a whole lot. And guys, if you need even more proof here, let's just listen to Mike speak at his first retirement press conference.
5 years down the line, if that urge comes back, if the Bulls have me, if David Stern lets me back in the league, I may come back.
If David Stern lets me back in the league. The man said it himself, which means at this point, let's sum everything up. It is very, very clear that Michael Jordan loves to gamble, and that at no point in time did that stop. However, once this gambling began to actually get reported in a negative light in the public eye, suddenly Mike was getting investigated by the NBA for gambling, and then boom, the very next season, he was playing baseball. Now, was he forced to take a year off in order to save both his reputation and the NBA's ratings? Well, that's for you to decide, and I'd love to hear your thoughts below in the comments. As for now, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, go to my description, download the Stereo app. I'm going live at 6:30. I want to see you there. Also, again, I'm doing 2 huge giveaways. As soon as we hit 1.7 million subscribers, I'm giving away a PS5 or an Xbox Series X to one of you guys, so make sure to subscribe. And again, every single video in March, I'm going to be giving away a basketball jersey of your choice, so make sure you subscribe so that I can give one of you guys a basketball jersey. I love giving back to you guys. It's awesome. You guys deserve it. All you have to do is subscribe to be entered. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, guys, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.